Hello and welcome to another anime lore and theory video. I'm Shergok, your host, and today we are going to take a closer look at why Evileye could potentially become one of the most dangerous opponents for Ainz Ooal Gown to face, and why there's also a substantial risk for Evileye herself to be caught and eliminated before she has any chance to challenge the rule of the Sorcerer King. But before we're going to take a closer look at any of this, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel and for choosing today's topic, as well as say thanks to all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. And with that said, let's get to the topic at hand. Evileye is not immediately a problem for Ainz Ooal Gown, which is why the video has this title. She was barely able to defeat Entoma Vasilisa Zeta, and only manages to do so because she had the help of Gargaran and Tia. Additionally, she just happened to have the perfect counterspell for Entoma's insects, Verminbane, which she also used to defeat one of the evil deities, the insect god, 200 years ago. If either of these factors had not been in Evileye's favor, she, Gargaran and Tina would have been the ones to lose. And even with this victory over Entoma, they had exhausted nearly all of the items that they had with them. Also, Evileye happened to encounter a Pleiades battlemate who was more suited for support and fighting behind her own lines, rather than in a direct 3-against-1 duel, which was forced upon Entoma unexpectedly. And this is also a bit tragic considering that both sides, the Blue Roses and Nezarec, were fighting against the Eight Fingers. In other words, Evileye can barely manage to defeat a Pleiades battlemate that she has an advantage over, and she would likely have enormous problems against any of the others in a direct 1v1 fight. I would put Naberal Gamma Solution Epsilon or Lupus Regina straight ahead of her. But even Shizu Delta, the weakest of the Pleiades, and who despite being a few levels lower than Entoma, is fully equipped for direct combat and therefore would likely win against Evileye, ahead of the undead vampire princess. And Shizu Delta's shots would cause massive damage, and she can hold her own in close combat as well. Additionally, as an automaton, she is immune to attacks that drain life energy. In other words, Shizu is an effective counter against Evileye. But all of this could change. And we have a direct example in the lore of Overlord, of how dangerous any long-term thinking undead can be. But before I get into that, I want to touch on one of the biggest risks that could completely destroy Evileye if she continues to misjudge the situation, because then she will not be around for much longer. Evileye hates and despises the Sorcerer King Ainz Ooal Gown because he forced Momon, her great love, to become his servant in exchange for the security of the living in his realm. This mindset will be both her greatest motivation to defeat Ainz Ooal Gown and could also be her greatest weakness, if she never fully realizes who Momon really is, and then just approaching him and tries to ally with him to overthrow the Sorcerer King, Evileye's fate would be sealed, because under the armor hides none other than Ainz's creation, Pandora's Actor. Unknowingly, Evileye would have fallen right into Nezarec's hands, and the Great Tomb still holds a grudge against her, as she was the one who melted Entoma's original bug-lip-filled voice, which Entoma more than slightly resents. However, if Evileye wisely keeps her distance from Momon, knowing that Ainz controls him, by making him protect the population from Ainz himself, she could still become a nuisance for Nezarec, at the very least. And, in the long run, one of the greatest threats to the continued existence of the Sorcerer Kingdom under Ainz Ooal Gown. Because currently, Evileye is together with Blue Roses in her old homeland, in the former kingdom of Invernia. In other words, she has established a base of operation far, far away from the Sorcerer Kingdom, which will now be more occupied with dealing with the theocracy anyway. Moreover, through Rigrid Berskeru, Evileye also has contact with Platinum Dragonlord, providing her with a powerful source of knowledge, and just plain old power at her side. Knowledge Ainz Ooal Gown currently does not possess. She has also another factor that makes her extremely dangerous. Not only does she have access to a user of wild magic, who could potentially give her rings that would make her stronger, just like Klim and Gazav became stronger warriors, especially if she gets 4 of those buffing rings that each increases the level of a warrior, or in her case of a caster, by 5. But she, like any other undead, is also potentially immortal. And we have a concrete example for all of this, for how dangerous this can be. The Elder Lich Davanok was more or less on his way to be incredibly powerful and strong, because he knew that he alone could not eradicate all life, and yet that he was currently too weak. So he arranged himself with humans, decided to profit from their knowledge and their society, until he could end all life for good. Specifically, he was approached by, and then served under Zero from the 8 Fingers, to receive a teacher and magical items in return, so that he could grow stronger and stronger over the centuries. Similarly, although with many more opportunities and much more knowledge, the members of Corpus of the Abyss, the Elder Night Liches within it, aim to become powerful and mighty through their research of magic and the continued training alone. Also Cure Elim Los Malvar, the Elder Coffin Dragonlord, who subjugated Corpus of the Abyss and used their magical knowledge for his own benefit, follows a similar strategy. However, Evileye knows how strong Ainz Ooal Gown is, and will not recklessly seek a fight, in contrast to Cure Elim Los Malvar in the bonus novels. Furthermore, as mentioned, Platinum Dragonlord can indirectly inform her of the power of the Sorcerer King, at least on a rough scale, since he fought against him, or rather against Pandora's actor disguised as Ainz Ooal Gown, while Platinum himself was disguised as Riku Aganea. So Evileye would likely not foolishly come out of hiding and attack Ainz Ooal Gown at the first opportunity. Instead, she will grow stronger and stronger in secret. And even if there's no other guilds or players that she can join, just like Davanok once did, she has an almost infinite amount of time to train and level up. So there's potentially enough time for her to level up over the centuries until she reaches level 100. And if, after say 1,000 years of hiding, a powerful guild from Yggdrasil Online does find its way into the new world, her time to act could come. In other words, Evileye would act like a herpes virus, hidden somewhere within the state body of the Sorcerer Kingdom, unnoticed and dormant, concealed from the guards and the internal security, only to re-emerge at the most inopportune moment for Nazarick and cause massive damage. Even if Ainz Ooal Gown and the Great Tomb conquer the entire world, Evileye, as someone who doesn't need food, water or air, could still remain hidden. And if someday the Great Tomb finds itself at war with another guild from Yggdrasil Online, likely one of the top 100 guilds, because human players might not have a good opinion about Ainz Ooal Gown, the player killer guild, and because you need a powerful guild to beat the Great Tomb of Nazarick, Evileye would seize this opportunity, and she would share her own troops, contacts, and information with this guild, and actively support them. In other words, the longer Evileye lives, the more time she has to become stronger, forge connections, conduct research, and develop herself, and the greater the damage she can inflict if she strikes at a critical moment. And a duel between Ainz Ooal Gown, still at level 100, and Evileye, who with the help of wild magic rings has reached, let's say, a level of 120 to 140, would be an enormous challenge for Ainz Ooal Gown. especially if Evileye's goal is not to eliminate him, but rather to banish him to a pocket dimension or find some other way to neutralize Ainz without allowing Albedo and Demiurge to revive him once they arrive. This of course would also spell the end for Evileye, because the Great Tomb would likely respond in full force, with all the Floor Guardians and possibly even Rubedo, which Evileye could not withstand, no matter how much he trains. But her most powerful weapon against Ainz Ooal Gown might be something like greater rejection. For context, in the duel with Ainz Ooal Gown, Shaltir Bloodfallen tried to summon a Doomlord to pressure Ainz in close combat and force him to use more and more of his mana. However, Ainz countered Shaltir's summoning spell with a spell of his own, called Greater Rejection, and because Ainz Ooal Gown is a better caster than Shaltir, he successfully prevented her from summoning a Doomlord. And I've mentioned in many other videos that it's probably the Dragonlord's fault, specifically that of the Dragon Emperor, that players even came to the New World to begin with. The dragons simply did not understand that Yggdrasil Online was a video game in a parallel dimension, and that's why the summoning of world items went wrong, pulling players into the New World as their avatars. In other words, Ainz Ooal Gown was summoned, and it's possible that someday, somehow, Evileye might find a way to reverse this summoning after the fact. Perhaps with the help of an undiscovered world item or with a spell of platinum that he has safely hidden away as a last resort should he lose against Ainz Ooal Gown, so that Ainz could be sent back to the old world. And if he ends up in his presumably long dead body, he would die in our world as well, in body as well as in soul. Or what I find extremely interesting, he could be sent back to the old world in the year 2138, but as his avatar, the Undead Sorcerer King, which would be an interesting possibility for a small spin-off series. After all, there's still the death of Bell River to avenge, and Ainz, as a ruthless undead overlord, would be perfect for that. In other words, the danger posed by Evileye is that she could eventually, after centuries, understand all the knowledge of Platinum Dragonlord and the wild magic he commanded, and someday, even if indirectly, use it to support powerful hostile guilds, or she might reverse the wild magic spell that summoned Ainz to the New World and sent him back. But anyway, that's all about the many ways Evileye could become a long-term threat to Ainz, and why it would be important for Ainz Ooal Gown to bring the Blue Roses under his control, or just end them before they can organize and coordinate significant resistance. And with that said, now it's your turn. What do you think about the video, about Evileye and the long-term risk that the undead vampire princess poses? And maybe you have a few ideas about how Ainz Ooal Gown could capture her. Feel free to let me know all of this down in the comment section. And while you're typing, I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Ada Daddy Ada, ASK, Bad Guy Ye, Bad Burrito 316, Bezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Din Pep, Dragonlord Placido Saxophone, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch V. Britannia with a mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazer, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantum, Personage, Ruru, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Cune Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Sir Axolotl, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, Diorg Warboss, Rock Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Zinukai, and Sonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.